how to let go of toxic family relationships. Firstly, this might be a little bit difficult to hear, but I'll just say it, and it's kind of difficult to say things sometimes as well, quite directly. So I'll say it from my own experience, and from my own experience, there's always an element of me in my life. Wherever I go, there I am, right? So my mind is always going to have its own perspective, and whatever my labels and judgments on people, it's going to have its own perspective, and the mind will always claim that it's right. Now, I'm not saying your family is not toxic. I don't know. Only you will know best. You've gone through whatever experience, right? So, and if they are, and horrible things have happened, I'm sorry to hear that. And whether it's family or anyone else, when there's horrible things that have happened, and obviously there's degrees of horribleness that can happen, I just think of it as the different kind of circles of people that I have around me. And family or not, friends or not, some people just should not be in your innermost circles, right? And they need to kind of be, you need to evaluate, I would say, I say need to, but you're asking for a solution here. How I would deal with in my life is just like, I would see it as like circles, innermost circles to more outer circles, and who has my time and attention, right? Which is actually now become an economy, our attention. Very cleverly, technology companies have commoditized our attention. So who and what we spend our time and our attention with, right? Because it's our time and attention that is most valuable. Like, you don't get that back in this physical plane of existence. Once it's done, it's done. That moment's gone. So certain people, based on where they are in their journey, and I'll speak from my own experience in my life in all the different circles, would, where they are in their journey, I would be willing to spend more time and energy and attention, and give more time and energy and attention. And others, obviously I'm not done with my journey. I'm a work in progress. So for others, they need to be not in maybe that circle, but the next circle, or a few circles away. Right? And sometimes it happens with family. Like, I've got part of my family, like my father's side, that they're definitely not in any of the circles. Like, they don't exist in any circles in my life. That's it, I'm done, finished. Right? And sounds kind of cold or mean or brutal or whatever, whoever has whatever judgment around it. But they didn't live the life that I lived. And they didn't have all those experiences that I had, that I lived through. So those people will not get my time and attention and energy and focus and love. That's it. Right? It's like, all the best, not having them in my life. And I will choose who and what I put my energy and attention into. So there are different circles, you could say, and my innermost circle, the most intimate circle, is my connection to Source. I'm not saying that's how it should be for everyone. That's just what it is for me. So my most intimate connection is with the divine. That's it. And then, because human love is conditional. That's just how it is, whether we like it or not. And the only unconditional love we can have is our connection to the divine. And I'm not trying to prescribe any beliefs. If you don't believe in that, that's up to you, no problem. But maybe you won't be here otherwise. Right? And then it's like, okay, who and what and how much time and attention and energy should they get? So it comes back to, this body of work. It boils down to two things. What we're learning, most of us, all of us perhaps, are learning self-love and self-worth. Two things, right? Self-love and self-worth. And essentially we're talking about boundaries here. And boundaries, I didn't read this anywhere, it wasn't like any cool quote that I'm re-quoting. It just over the years kind of came to me that boundaries should be, if it is set, should be set from a foundation of self-love and self-worth first. That means, you need to do your work on your self-love and self-worth, and then from there set the boundaries. And boundaries is a big part of it is saying no. And no has a whole range of no's, from a softer no to a very hard no, because some people just don't take no for an answer. Right? Like especially the horrible, abusive, nasty, you could say the word toxic people. And all right, that's just where they're in their journey. I can choose to hate them. I don't. I just choose to accept that's where they are in their journey, and I let them go. That's it. Right? And I'm going to choose to put my energy into what I put my energy into, which is, you know, my mission, my work, the community, the people around me, all my loved ones. And that's that. And different people will have different thoughts and opinions about that. That's great. Good for them. They can have their opinion. And their opinion of me or my choices has nothing to do with me. That's up to them. And all of that, you know, has to be learnt, or we will learn eventually. So the short answer to anyone who is toxic, horrible, nasty, abusive, you know, like which in the range of no, which no do they need? Most of the time on the heavier side. Like, you know, I've had to do with part of my family. Like, just had to cut them out. I didn't have to go and shout at them and throw things at them. It's literally just block, delete, everything. Just stop. Close off all the doors, all the connections, any option. That's it. And I'm on the other side of the world, so it's harder for them to get to as well. So just sharing my own example, because, you know, rather than saying you or what you should do, because I don't know your situation. So hopefully me answering mine, you know, from mine hopefully helps.